Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality is reporting some progress in holding off day zero, but dams are still critically low. Earlier this week, a combined level of just 14% capacity. Well, let's find out how all their efforts are going. I'm joined now by Joseph Tsatsire, Director for Water Distribution in the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. Good evening and thank you for joining us. So what is the combined dam level currently? It was 14% earlier this week. Has it got any better since then?
Good evening, Sally. Good evening to your viewers. Yes, our current combined dam levels currently are sitting at 15.2%. You know, from possibly around 12% in the past 3 weeks or so, and this is attributed to, you know, the lower than average rainfall that we have received, you know, intermittently over the past few weeks, and this has actually raised, you know, our dam levels to a combined 15%. All right. But it does not necessarily mean we are out of the woods yet. Obviously, the long-term focus is saying that we are not going to have any significant rainfall. Oh,
so you still got quite a way to go. It's fascinating to hear about how Gerib Dam, which is about, what, 450 kilometers away in the Free State, is assisting the people of Gqeberha. Obviously a series of pipelines, but it must be quite an intricate process. Talk to me about how that's working.
Yeah, obviously, I think early in 1992, we actually had.
Mr. Tsatsire, I think your picture has just frozen. I'm going to try one more time to get through to you. Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. We have a bit of a dodgy line. You started by saying something about 1992. Can you pick up from there, please? No, I think we have unfortunately lost that line. I tell you what, we will try and get him back on the line. But what we did find out is that there has been a bit of an increase on that 14% combined capacity. The dam levels combined capacity is still very low, but it's at 15.2% now. But also Joseph Tsatsire warning that unfortunately they are still in for some months of low rainfall, so they've got to really make those plans work. I'm just going to try one more time. Joseph, sorry, I'm going to try one more time. Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you, Sally.
Wonderful. I think that the comms just went down briefly. You were telling me about Gerib Dam, something about 1992. Pick up from there, if you will.
No, I was saying that, you know, this scheme was conceptualized around 1992, where we also had one of our worst drought in the metro. We actually then were taking water about 450 kilometers away from the Neukadak scheme, where through inter-basin transfers, as canal about 400 kilometers long, we end up, you know, at a treatment plant that treats that water, and we reticulate it into the city. Obviously, at this point in time, we're getting almost 2/3 of the water from that scheme, and that is actually a saving grace for the city. But however, you know, that 210 or 2/3 that we are getting, obviously, is not adequate for the whole city. For us to be able to satisfy everybody, we need to reduce our consumption from 278 megaliters on average to about 230. And then we should be able to give everyone water in the city.
All right, so break it down. You're saying we've got to reduce from 278 megalitres to 230. What does that mean for every person in the city? How much water are they currently using in litres, and how much must it come down to?
Okay, currently, you know, an average person in the city is using at least, you know, around 200 litres on a daily basis. And we are saying that, you know, people must actually reduce to 50 litres per person per day. And I think the way they're actually using now of about 200 is too much. And for us to be able to meet, you know, the available production, you know, each person in the city must use at least 50 litres per person per day. And by that, we should be able to reduce our consumption to 230 megalitres on a daily basis.
I see. So there has been some reduction in individual consumption but you still need more. We did hear, and we spoke to community members a month or so ago. They were raising concerns about the Chris Hani area, saying that there was simply no water getting to that area. Has that since been resolved?
So I need to correct this now that the Chris Hani area was experiencing water disruption not because there was shortage of water in the system, but it was actually what we call there was a blockage, at the reservoir outlet where water is actually distributed, into the area. We have since rectified that last week already, and the whole area has got water. And at this point in time, there is no disruption in that area.
Oh, that is really good to hear. And of course, we also know about the good work that Gift of the Givers has been doing with the municipality, drilling boreholes. But let's just quickly jump back to Gariep Dam. I mean, it's amazing technology that we can bring water 450 kilometers down to Gqeberha. And it's a system that was built in 1992. I did read that there had been some problems in recent days. I'm presuming that those problems are being sorted out. What exactly is the issue with that?
Look, we experience problems time and again, from an operational perspective, from the plant in terms of, for example, electricity, or as well as, pump failures. But I think we attend to those, as part of our critical operations. At this point in time as well, we are commissioning a new phase of the treatment plant that was built recently. And I think there are sort of intermittent problems that we experience, but I think we rectify them, quicker and ensure that, we restore water into the city. But at this point in time, everything is working well.
All right. So you're saying that you've still got quite a low rainfall period expected. Talk to me about the long-term picture. Where is Gqeberha going? Can you comfortably say that day zero is not going to come? What's it going to be like for the rest of the year? Give me the long-term scenario.
So as part of us actually trying to push the day zero, there's quite a number of interventions that we've been doing, some dating back, from 2010, for example. We have actually drilled in long boreholes to become, an addition to our water mix. And in total, the boreholes that we have now drilled, they're going to give us about, 30 megaliters on a daily basis. And we are commissioning some now as we speak. And up until end of September, or on boreholes, will be on board. And they will actually give us an equivalent of 30 million liters of water. And that will go a long way in actually achieving, a water resilient city. But in addition to that as well, we are also exploring other technologies. Desalination is on the card. We have signed agreements, with other public as well as government entities to ensure that, we can actually deliver desalination. They've gone out to the market. And at this point in time, we are actually evaluating those bids to ensure that we can actually build, desalination and add to the water mix so that we are not reliant on only one type of or source of water, but, quite different mixes. And this would actually insulate us from drought going forward. We are also improving the operational efficiencies in terms of, for example, reacting to leaks and ensure that, we don't actually lose water, through leakages. And all these combined will actually probably give us, a water resilient city going forward.
Yeah, and that's something for the future, and methinks it's something every city, every town, every home is going to have to consider in the years to come. Thank you so much, Joseph Tsatsire, Director for Water Distribution in the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality.